Can fitness be a hobby? Let's find out. Okay guys, we're back with another video. This time, can fitness be a hobby? For the short answer, no. Fitness cannot be a hobby for the long term. Now I say that for the long term because there's a couple of ideas that we need to explore for the long answer. But for the short SparkNotes version, I'm going to say no, fitness cannot. If you want to hear the rest of the answers and the rest of the explanation, stay tuned because I'll explain. Alright guys, so if you're still with me, I'm happy that you're still with me. Let's get into it. So the first idea is that we have to get the definition of a hobby. Google defines hobby as an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. Now that's important because it's for pleasure, meaning if you run out of time or something gets in the way or you don't feel like it someday, then you're not going to be able to do it because it's for pleasure and it's just leisure. It's like watching TV. You can take it, you can leave it, it doesn't matter to you. And that's important because the British Foundation actually found that people who start a new fitness routine or physical activity usually only keep that habit for an average of 16 months. 16 months, guys. 16 months is a year and a half. That's not very long at all. So the idea that we can have a physical activity as a hobby and decide to keep it is laughable, really. It's laughable. And then this is where we get the idea of yo-yo diets, where people diet really hard in the January through March and April and even May, and then they're lean through the summer, and then as soon as August hits, they bulk up or stop working out altogether, and then end up gaining all the way back in the wintertime, only to diet really hard again, and then you get these yo-yo diets and going up and down with your weight. I felt it. I've been there. I struggled with my weight for 4 years before I failed the PT test in the Army and then actually made fitness a lifestyle. And that's important because it's a lifestyle. And that's the next thing, is that it has to be a hobby first in order to get the fun and the enjoyment out of it, because if you don't enjoy it, then you're not going to stick with it. You're really not. But then it has to evolve after that into a lifestyle that you're actually dedicated and committed to, and that you're disciplined into keeping. Now that doesn't always mean the gym or anything like that. It literally just means being active and living a healthier life. That's what it's really all about. It's not everybody has to be an athlete and training 3, 4, 5, and 6 times a day. You can go to the gym 2 times a week and do some other stuff and still get the same benefits. You really can. For some of the other benefits, let's look at what they bring. Okay guys, so the benefits of physical activity and a healthy living and a healthy lifestyle are actually quite profound, and you really don't need that much activity. We'll get into that idea separately, but let's look at the benefits. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services have an entire list, and I list them all on my blog, so I'm just going to go and do like a skim over, really. But you can have a longer lifespan just by committing to physical activity and a healthier lifestyle and an active lifestyle, really with minimal amounts of activity. Yeah, that's huge. It literally adds time to your life. Literally adds years to your life. Just by getting up and doing stuff, just by being active. That's it. Do you know how precious time is? And then you can get it just by doing a little bit of activity every day? That's insane. Number 2 is that people are happier and less depressed when they do activity, when they're actually moving around. This actually is proven by a lot of different studies that show that hormones and dopamine and serotonin, the 2 feel-good drugs in your brain, are actually released during physical activity and training and even walking, even just going outside and enjoying some fresh vitamin D, aka some sunlight. That it's insane that you actually feel happier and you actually can take things with a grain of salt and take things as they are and not stress about things. And that's insane too, because then that also adds years to your life, as in the last point. It just makes your life all around fuller, really. Next, the Australian government even has a list on physical activity, is that you can manage your weight a lot better. And just like I was saying with the yo-yo dieting, if you continuously partake in physical activity and a healthy lifestyle and you're actively moving, you develop that mind-body connection, and your muscles are moving, your body's moving, and you're all around healthy, that you can manage your weight a lot better because it's actively burning, and then those calories that you're eating, they're actually moving around, and it's not just staying stored as fat. Moreover, is that your hospitalization and your rest periods and your general recovery rates are a lot faster, because your body can recover as it's being trained. I noticed this a lot when I was first starting to train. There's like my muscles would feel really, really sore, and that's DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle syndrome. It's just the soreness, the lactic acid in your muscles. But I felt it when I first started training, and that the more I trained it, the sore I felt. But that only lasted about 6 to 8 months, something like that. But then my body started repairing itself faster. It's like the more you trained it and the more I got used to it, the easier it was to go through that same motion and same repetition, but it also repaired a lot faster, and I could progress even faster. That's huge. That's huge, is that your body actually gets used to these movements and they become easier, and then you can become better and better and better and better. You see what's happening? Your body is designed to be a machine to get better, and this proves it. These are just some overview benefits, and you can find plenty more and even read the rest of my blog. But let's look at some fun ways to be active that doesn't include just training, even though that is a big part of it. Let's get it. Okay, so for the physical activity, the general guidelines that are in place right now are 150 minutes to 300 minutes of moderate activity per week, or 75 minutes to 150 minutes of vigorous activity per week. That means roughly 30 minutes a day. That's it. Really just 30 minutes a day. That's insane when you imply all the ways that you can get physical activity without training, even though we're going to also cover training in this section as well. For example, you can go outside and garden. That's actually a really good way to get some activity in your day, is that just getting outside and just doing it. You could just do yard work. Yard work is an insane workout. If anyone has tried to mow the lawn without a self-pushing mower, you'll know that's a sweat up. That will smoke me. But it's really insane, because even cleaning the house, if something is cleaning the house, even in this time, because this was filmed during the coronavirus, that you should be doing this anyway, is cleaning your house can burn up to 150 to 200 calories an hour. Just cleaning the house burns 200 calories an hour. That's a great way to do it. You clean your house for 30 minutes to an hour a day, or the equivalent throughout the week, and that's already a good portion of the way there. Next is just going for a walk. It's just literally just going for a walk. Now, there's a little caveat for going for a walk, is that not all steps are created equal. It's about how fast you're walking. Now, if you want to get walking for exercise, is that you need to walk at a pace of at least 3 to 4 miles per hour walking, which is roughly just a brisk walk. It's not that hard, but it is a little bit faster than the normal stroll. Think mall walking, power walk. That's about the speed that you want to go if you're trying to get exercise with it. Otherwise, just take a leisurely walk and just enjoy the nature, enjoy the walk, enjoy the scenery, and take a friend with you. Which actually brings me to the next point, because we are going into training now, is that you can bring a friend with you, and that it actually gets a better social benefit and actually makes you want to go. It gives you that accountability partner and makes it fun. Speaking of that and making it fun, is that there's a lot of classes. There's a lot of classes that range for a lot of different stuff. That you can go to a CrossFit box or a CrossFit gym and go train with a number of groups of people, or you can go do a Zumba class or a step class or even a jiu-jitsu or an MMA class. is that those are really good ways of physical activity too. And like I said before, you have to make it fun and you have to make it doable for you. That because if it's not fun, it's not enjoyable, you're not going to go do it. But there are other ways without spending money and having to go get a trainer, go to a class, and pay for that. Is that you can go on YouTube and get a lot of these different programs and a lot of these different programs that are built in and that are just given to you. There's a lot of different resources that YouTube can give you, and which is insane. I learned a lot of my start from YouTube, just watching YouTube videos and be like, okay, what exercises train the different muscle groups in the body, and that you can piece them together and slowly learn what exercise trains what and how it trains it, and then getting into the muscle fibers. And yeah, I learned all of that from YouTube. Literally YouTube. That's it. And then now I'm doing my NASM training and my NASM studying so I get my certification. But 90% of my knowledge is I learned from YouTube. Just watching YouTube videos over the course of about 18 months, roughly. That's insane. So you can get all of this from YouTube. And then there's plenty of online services that you can buy programs from. And a lot of them actually do work. There's one from Jeff Nippard, and no, I'm not any way affiliated with him. He just makes a good program. Is that he trains full body every day. So he trains one muscle group one exercise per muscle group per day. So he trains everything every day, like chest, back, legs, etc. He trains that every day and then gives it more work in that one exercise, and that it spreads it all across the week. It's an interesting way to train. I actually trained that way, learning from him. So give that a shot. If nothing else, just give that a shot and get some more training in. But that's all I got for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. Watch some of the other videos that I'm going to put somewhere around here or here, something like that. Thank you very much. Till next time, get training, y'all.